Hello everyone, this is the Chinese room with an introduction video to a brand new speedrun. The game is called Sharpshooter 3D. This is specifically the Sharpshooter 3D, as you can see over there, the Extreme Edition from Headhunters Games. This is a Doom mod, essentially. It plays through GZDoom, and you can buy it on Steam. It's made by Russian developers, so the original game is in Russian. Most of the people that have played this so far online in any capacity are a lot of Russian streamers have played this on their streams. So it is a more obscure game, with not a big following or anything like that. So essentially, this is a Doom mod, as I said before. And it's a fairly short game. It's not like, just like a couple levels. Like it's just a full game, but the speedrun itself ends up, as you can see with my current PB, is about a 14-minute 14-minute speedrun. However, I feel like it could be down to maybe a high 12. This is the Extreme Edition. Currently, there exist a couple speedruns of, I guess, either a beta or an unfinished version of the game, the base version of the game, Sharpshooter, that play, I guess, an unfinished or just an incomplete version of the game, because this version has 2 completely new levels, and then some levels that are, I guess, sort of combined together in the other version are 2 separate levels, and they have like new challenges, new things you have to fight. So I can't just add on a new run to that category, or say, oh, this is comparable to that, because it's not. It is a different game. So essentially, this is the purpose of this video, which is to make a case for this game and sort of introduce it as a brand new speedrun, because no one, to my knowledge, has yet done a speedrun of the Extreme Edition that is available on Steam. So, the first things first. In terms of the speedrun, I know it's kind of weird in a Doom sort of mod, but you have the choice of 3 different characters. You have Cherep, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Alina, and Deepon. I'm very sorry if there's some like Russian way of pronouncing this that I'm just not getting right. But surprisingly, and for the purposes of the speedrun, surprisingly, I've done a little bit of testing, not some really very serious testing, but it just seems from some light testing that I've done that Cherub and Alina are actually significantly slower than Deepon. So for the speed run to just have as much speed as possible, and to execute the speed tricks as much as possible, deep on is the way to go. You can also randomize if you want it, but deep on is the way to go. Also, next comes skill level. So, since this is a Doom mod, to me, it seems the most pure way to do a speed run of a Doom mod or a Doom-like game would be to do ultraviolence. So, for this category, if more people would like to run it, the category will be any percent ultraviolence run. Easy, normal, hard. The difference between the levels, the difference is that it's just less enemies spawning and they do less damage, just like any other sort of Doom mod or Doom-like game. So the game is done on ultraviolence with deep on, and it is an any percent speed run. As you'll see, there's a lot of skips in the game, and there's a lot of ways of just doing the game almost pacifist. There are places where you really do need to kill enemies, but there are a lot of ways to just skip like whole sections where there are enemies. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So, I think what's next is going to happen is I'm not going to do a run quite yet, but what I am going to do is I am going to sort of play through sort of a pseudo speed run, but sort of show off and take my time a tiny bit to explain what it is I'm doing and explain some of the strats, and then also in comparison to some other sort of potential strats. I'd say we get right into this. So I'm not going to be timing anything yet, but I just want to show off, sort of explain the game, because it is a very fast-paced game, and I feel that if I just went straight into a run, it would be a little hard to follow, and I might trip over my words, and it might just get a little jumbled. So let's go. So the first thing you'll notice when you start off is there's this 8-second period where you're immobile and you're waiting to move. And also you do not start off at 100 HP. Also, let me slow down first. Okay, first explanation point. So this is the moped. As you can see, when you're moving on it, you hold down the to move. You hold down the shoot button on the mouse, and as you can see, it is fairly slow. Why would you want to do something like this? Well, as you already saw, if you press the jump button while you're on it, it propels you forward. I guess it loses the friction of sort of being on the ground, so by jumping you retain the momentum of the moped, and then it just propels you forward, so it saves like a bajillion seconds. Alright, so here is a bit of a difficult area. You really just have to manipulate these enemies so that it clears a path for you, and then you'll just go right through. So that's really the only strategies to that first level there, is just, hey, jump with the moped. Go out that back. I didn't mention before, but go out that back. You're in this area, and there's two ways that are fast to go out. If you turn directly around, if you do an about face in your when you first start the level, or no, maybe it's more like a half turn. But anyway, there's an air duct you can go through. I used to think that was faster. It's actually not. But if you go out the back where the way I went, and you kill that bum or whatever, and then go around the building that way, it's faster. Otherwise you have to go through the building, and there's like a ton of enemies, and you have to deal with police officers, and it's just a mess. So that's just the fastest way to go through. Okay, so here in this level, the strategy used to be don't die. That it tells you sort of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to the stadium, which is over there, but instead of going to the stadium, what you used to do is you used to go through here, which skipped the whole level. You could be able to go through there, and then it'll take you to this area. But I found that you can, if you jump at the right angle, you can jump up here and then go all the way down there. Now, another thing I want to try to show, okay, this is getting chaotic, is I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do more, try not to die, some more timing, because it is a little, some of the timing that I've done is a little contentious at this point, but you can either, I feel like you can either do that path, or you could jump up here, but that just seems slower because, as you saw, I had to do sort of a double jump, and it sort of clips for a second where I'm immobile. But also by going this way, it also locks these, you miss an autosave point, and once you hit that autosave point, it triggers these guys, so jumping over that is just super fast, not only because it's skipping a lot of area, but also because you no longer have to deal with these enemies here, because they're just stuck in this locked position, waiting for you to hit that autosave trigger, which, never triggers. Now, this is the first sort of difficult level of the game. Don't mind that. So, this is just a linear level, and the whole point, just don't dead, don't die, is to get to the end of the level through this gauntlet of enemies as fast as you possibly can. Now, I'm actually going to do a little bit of timing to sort of show things off real quick here. So let's see, load game. Okay, so I'm going to show off a bit of timing here to show you sort of an average train, if I can get through it, because this is actually a fairly difficult level, and you can, on ultraviolence, die pretty regularly if you're not careful. So there, oh, I screwed up, but it was around like 20, what was that, like 22, 23 seconds, as you saw. So let me go back and show you. So I would say that's pretty average. Now, you can't just go out here. and eventually, after running out here for a little bit, you hit a trigger. You hit the level end trigger, and it takes. If you do it fast enough, it's usually around 22 seconds. I've never gotten 21 seconds for it. However, this made me think, oh, if I can do this consistently, and if there's like some way I can do this even faster, this might be worth it. So, the thing is with the train, is that it is very difficult sometimes, and it can be really slow, and it can really slow down a run if you get bad RNG, and if you get, bad placements, if they like hit you for a ton, it can be just like really slow, and it can really slow down a run, whereas that's very consistent. You don't have to deal with any enemies. However, you can do runs of that where it's like really nice, and it's only like 19 seconds. So it's actually just 100%. It's faster than doing just jump out the train. So it's sort of a point where it's like, which strat should be used? Should you only use that strat? Should that be a safe strat? When you're grinding out runs, based on what times you're doing. Do you only do that when you're going for when you're on PB or like record pace or something, or something like that. Okay, so this is the next level, and this level was what made me realize that I was playing a different version than these other few people that had done speedruns previously of this game had done, because this level does not exist in those versions. So, this level is pretty straightforward. You just have to get through those guys and jump up here. This is actually the way you're supposed to go, but it made me think, hey, I can jump over things to completely skip the level, because normally you're supposed to go through that building, and then you just do this, and it's incredibly straightforward. You just go straight through that level. It's another one of those levels where you can just jump straight forward, and then you have to press the action key on that. I know it was a bit fast there at the end, but I had to press the action key on that jukebox to trigger this door opening for the level end trigger. Also, as you'll notice, I am kicking doors open. It's a tad bit faster. You don't sort of lose your forward momentum when you kick things rather than press the interact key. So it's a bit nicer. Yeah, so I wouldn't say the normal way, but a way you can go through this level is once you exit there, you go all the way around. But if you just go down this alley towards your apartment building, it's a lot faster. And as you might have probably noticed or sort of picked up on, is that a lot of these levels are very open-ended, and that there's a lot of actually a lot of content to these levels that in the speedrun you sort of miss out on, but it also has led to a lot of discovery and a lot of just exploration of like, oh wait, maybe I can go down this path, and it'll be faster. Also, here, I know I'm not actually doing a timed run, or I'm not really doing a timed run right now, but Actually, at this point, I think doing interact with this door is faster. Oh, hello. Is actually faster because, as you'll see, it opens out, and if you kick it, it opens out like super fast, and it like sends you, it like jumps you back. But now we're gonna be in this sort of like interlude stage, called Pain 1999. Essentially, it's a game within a game. Your character in the game is playing this game, Pain 1999, which is sort of just the silly, over the top, sort of Doom parody, using the Terminator as your character. So when this level opens, or once you get to this level, or this part of the game, once you go through the teleporter, you go, your instinct would be to go here, but actually it's faster. You go through this little side area, and the rest of this level is really just pathing and understanding where you need to go. Just picked up that extra health there just as a safety precaution. And you just go through this small little maze, go this way, this is the way out. Ignore the big, final boss. I guess I should also be talking about where the splits are. So I have a split for every single level in the game, every single level, and the splits are usually done when you reach a point of immobility. So the splits are done when you become immobile. At that point, the split for that level is when the pause comes up. When pause comes up on the screen, that is when the split occurs. So this next area, what makes this area faster is you press E here, and it gives you this little spray, and it actually makes the level quite a bit faster, because right here you could just go right through those police officers, and then you want to jump down here into this club, and this is where the spray comes in, because you just spray those guys, and you come straight here, and what you want is you want to pick up a gun here, because you have this sort of mini boss that you have to kill. Otherwise this area is blocked off, so he usually takes... Weird. Did I just discover something? He wasn't dead. I think I just discovered something as I was... So maybe you just need to shoot him? Okay, because what I was trying to explain before he came back to life was, there's like this police tape, and it's just a solid wall. But once you shoot him, it disappears, and it becomes a glass pane, and you could just walk out. Or run out, rather. This next area, you just go through as fast as possible. And then here... Okay, so... Hold up, I'm gonna pause and try to explain it. So this escalator is weird, because at a certain point of just... If you're just walking down it, it will make you immobile, and it will just slowly... transport you down into the level end sequence. However, if you jump at a precise moment, you'll just sort of fly through the air like a trapeze artist, and you will just jump right down into the level end segment, and it saves so much time. So, let me show you, actually, So let me show you sort of the difference. So if you go normally down here, see, like, I can't move. I can jump, but it's very slow. See, that takes like 11 seconds. However, Oh, whoops. Takes 4 seconds. I know that was very fast and I didn't actually pause it, but it takes 4 seconds. It's so much faster. And I've been working on making that trick more consistent. And I think the best thing to do for it is to just jump straight down. Straight down the middle. But sometimes the detection is a little off. Also, I've just been like running through this level, but as you can see, this is just a level where it's just pathing. So yeah, that level is all pathing. You just gotta go straight through it. Just go straight through it. This level, okay, new thing. This is gonna be another. It's the train levels I gotta show you. It's the train levels that got weird. Is it this save? No. Is it this? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to show you sort of going through the train normally. So, well, this segment I actually do once the screen goes black. So that's like 25 seconds. So if I go, if I show you this, you could turn around and run back through this tunnel. Oh, whoops. It would have been better if I was actually timing it. Sorry. So, you just turn around, press the interact key, and just jump out. And then there's this clone of the level ends. And it's, as you can see, almost the same exact amount of time. But you don't have the potential of getting hit or damaged by any of the enemies. So, to me, I feel like there's going to be more that's going to be, has to be done there, because that's just, it's just eerie how like similar in time it is to just see. Like, I doubt this game's ever gonna just come down to the fractions of a second, but like it might. So at some point, some like real hardcore timing is gonna have to be done to see which phone. Oh, hold the phone! I didn't know if you just sit around there, I guess the level just ends. But to speed this level up, okay, so the strategy for this, you're supposed to just like you're just supposed to like drive down this path, but it's actually faster if at the start, as soon as the level loads, you actually just turn around and go this way. It's actually like a second or so faster. Alright, and now we're in the jailbreak segment. I have to thank the base game runners for the pathing for this level, because I still follow most of the pathing for that. So the only difference is going to be coming up here. Is originally what they would have you do is you go here, You go in there and there's like an air duct, and then it takes you all the way to the leveling trigger, but you can just go straight here and then out. So it's like a couple seconds faster, actually. Okay. There's a lot of content in this level that you don't see. Just like a lot of buildings with a lot of different rooms. But yeah, again, just the quickest way is just go through a pretty linear way through it. And then you want to kick this, you have to. I've tried to just sort of brute force my way through the fire. It acts as a full barrier, and just and just will damage you, so it's like not worth. I don't think it's really worth trying to explore. Okay, so here's the first stop. So you would think speedrun, oh, just go straight as fast as possible. This is the first little detour in the game where you have to go out of your way for something, and it actually does save time. So behind here's a gun. Guns are nice. You like guns. This is a very, very violent video game, if you haven't already noticed. And the reason for this is there's a little mini-boss, and he's gone. Now, the only other weapons we have to deal with him are a shard of glass that we can get by breaking the mirror in his apartment, or a broken bottle, and those of which kill him very, very slowly. And then the rest of the level, as you see, is just pathing. So for him, it became, which would be faster if you just go straight through and pick up a beer bottle along the way, or I guess maybe it's not beer since it's Russia. Maybe it's something else. Maybe that would be faster, but being able to kill him in just one shot just makes it so much faster rather than, upwards of 10 to 11 hits with like a beer bottle or something, and also it's a bit more dangerous because it's close, with the close quarter combat nature of that, is that you will also have to potentially get hit by him, and he swings his knife at you very, very quickly, and can kill you pretty quickly as well. So it just seems to be faster to go out of your way to get the gun. It just seems faster, and I believe it is. So this next segment is pretty short. It's pathing. It's just pathing. So just go through this building as fast as possible. There's a zoo behind you. Ignore it. There's a health pickup that you can get as like a safety if you are low on health. At that point you can get as just like a safety. So you go through here. This is the path you want to take, I believe. Some more exploration could definitely be done in this level. And then you can actually go out this window here. And next is sort of a mini sort of gauntlet style boss fight where you have to kill a bunch of these guys using Molotov cocktails. And so what you want to do is you want to line them up, and what you're waiting for is for the sort of guard captain to spawn. Oh, and he's right there actually. and really you want to be on the lookout for him in case he spawns quickly, because as you can hear now, as you heard there, there's if you could listen sort of closely, there's the level end sort of sound effect. So really the level end trigger is through killing the captain of the riot police. And he's usually spawned by killing enough of these guys, so really you want to be on the lookout for him spawning. Oh shoot. It can be a little tricky though. As you can see, some of these segments are a little tricky. Oh, and I think it goes without saying that a death is a reset. Like, you can't just use, it's no saves, and it's only, you really don't want to spend time, like, kicking these guys to death. Also, it's a bit hard to see sometimes because they do spawn and they can move through this barrier here, that sometimes they can just punch you through the barrier. Okay, I will show you. So yeah, now this is a bit of a difficult spot. This is probably one of the most difficult spots in the run. And you really just want to optimize killing as many of these as fast as possible, and then like getting the guard captain spawn, and then actually hitting him. Wow. Okay. So as you can see, at first I thought you had to kill every single one of these guards, or riot police, to spawn him, but as you can see, you don't have to kill all of them, you just have to kill a certain amount. So maybe optimizing how many you have to kill, or like which ones you have to kill to spawn him, will end up being a thing. Also, there are just like safety bottles of healing over here. Okay, so now just sort of stay away. They can still attack you at this point, so just be careful. And then now we go to the red square, and the strategy here is this is the third and final time we use the moped here. You go up here, use the moped, and you just drive through the level basically. This wall here, you normally would have to go through this house, and there's like some hippies in there, and you have to, you know, maneuver around them to detonate this TNT, which will allow you to go through it, but if you use the moped you can just clip through it. Next is kill, kill, kill. This is a very short level. And you do no killing in it, and you just have to run through, and then you get here. So this is the penultimate level. you do want to get this gun here. Normally in the base game you wouldn't, because there's nothing really to kill in here. I actually don't even know if the gun was in the base game. This level is quite a bit longer in this version, and there's a lot more like platforming and little like puzzles to complete. And the reason why you want to pick up the gun is because there's this bum. You see this bum if you play casually. You can like see him occasionally in certain parts of the game, where you'll just like look and he'll be there, and then he'll flash away really quickly. Oh shoot, I missed the trigger. So some of these sort of interaction things, some of the hitboxes are kind of weird, so you have to be like kind of on them, so you can miss them sometimes. But you see this bum a little bit throughout the game, and then he comes here in this version of the game, in the Extreme Edition, and he acts as sort of a boss of sorts. So you shoot him there, and he's easy and whatever. I really wish I had 3 bullets at this point. I wish I hadn't used 2. But then he comes back, and he's a lizard man. Oh, and I actually killed him, so you can kill him with 2 bullets. And then that, upon his death, a wall opens up and you get to come down here. And now here we are in the final level of the game. And a lot of this is just pathing. So, go here, jump. And the pathing used in the base game is pretty right. So what you want to do is you go through here, then you want to go through here. And what I used to do is I used to go in there and get a shotgun and sort of brute force my way through this. But if you can actually take this air duct all the way to the final boss's room. So you go through here, and then here's the final boss. You kick him, and he sort of goes crazy a little bit. And now, as you might have seen, he exploded into a big, giant tentacle alien monster. And you pick up the shotgun here, and now it's just shoot and try to evade his attacks. He teleports around, and then this opens it up. And so here's a different thing. So you go all the way through. Here I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start timing it on when it goes to black. I used to time it based on time would be on when, like, just right before this shows up, just right before the credits. But I think I'm gonna do it when it on fade to black. So time is gonna be on fade to black. So if this goes anywhere, and if anyone wants to, you know, say, oh, time should be here, time should be, you know, here instead or something. With that, I think I'm gonna do a run. Yeah, I'm gonna do a run here. So I'm gonna show you sort of all together, after what I've explained to you, sort of what the game looks like. So, Deepon, Ultraviolence, Sharpshooter 3D Extreme Edition, Ultraviolence, any %. Here we go. Also, apparently, I didn't even realize this until yesterday when I was doing some research about the game itself, is that you can also buy the OST on Steam. So if you really like the music to hear to this game, wow, 2.5 seconds time save. Wow, okay. But if you really like the music to this game, you can buy it on Steam. I think just for safety, I'm gonna do this strat just for the safety of this run. So I'm probably gonna lose a little bit of time here. I actually saved time. Wow. So my current PB for that must have been pretty bad. Oh. Well, I'm about to lose a little bit of time because of that. But it'll be A-okay. Alright. Yeah, so now you can sort of see how these things all work out in sequence. Yeah, because if I was trying to explain all that information, like, as I was going through, it would have just been a jumbled mess. Oh. Yeah, hold up. Yeah, and as you can see, this would be reset. So, I am going to reset. And it's such a short game that, like, resetting every time you die isn't, you know, it isn't terrible. It's not like a 5-hour, you know, speed run, or like it's not even like a, you know, an hour speed run where if you die like halfway through the game, oh god, I gotta reset. It should be fine. .6, dang, I'm getting like really good enemy manipulations there. Okay, and I also reset there to sort of show, hey, yeah, no, this is a really fast game, and you can. Grinding out this game isn't like the worst thing ever. Oh. Yeah, you can't. It's a little difficult there. Sort of the hitboxes of those guys, and they're a little edgy. Their edges are weird. So sometimes getting around them can be a little difficult. Just a tad bit difficult. Alright. So I'm gonna play it safe here. I don't know how I died there. It's not really a difficult section. Oh, this spawning is weird. Okay, I'm good. Oh. I love how I say don't do that, and I did it anyway. So I lost a little bit of time there. I think there's spots to. There's a little bit of flex room in this level that I can save a bit of time in. Also, if you're slow there, watch out. They can get on the elevator with you. Oh, I had to kill all of them there. That was not good. Yeah, that was slow. Yeah, that was slow. Little slow. Excuse me? Yeah, see, sometimes just things are hard to grab. Like, sometimes they're just really finicky. Okay. Okay, there I was just actually doing a little bit of exploration. Alright, let's get this. Not as fast as it could have been, but and did lose a little bit of time there. But yeah, no, I was just trying to explore to see if I just need to shoot him once for the thing to go away. But no, it is upon like a death trigger. Also, that split is upon entering the train. It's not upon, like, fade to black or anything. It's upon entering the train. This one is on fade to black, though. This one I've been doing on fade to black, so... Because it's just awkward. It's like, it's not like a direct... Yeah, and also breaking the glass ahead of time with the pencil is fast. It's fast. You do want to do that. Sometimes if you kill that guy, he'll give you a gun and it can make this area a little bit more consistent. But it's not, like, necessary. I don't think it's faster. And see, it's so clean. Like using the gun, you just shoot him and you can just swoosh right in there. It's so nice. Huh. Still save time there. Don't know how, but I did. Oh. Gotta be safe, gotta be safe, gotta be safe, gotta be safe. That saves so much time. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was really good. I did not think he would spawn that fast. That was amazing. I was just like, wait, that guy looks different. Also, this split was really bad for me before, so I'm gonna save like a ton of time here. Wow, nice. Alright. I really didn't want to do that, but like, I wanted to be safe. And they were like all up in my grill. Be safe there. So I only want to use 2 bullets there. Yeah, I wanted to be a little safe there. I want to be a little safe here. Get health there. Yeah, those wells. There's another well in the game. They're a little tricky. They're a little finicky. I do have to use the axe here. Okay. Okay. Still save some time there. Wait, what? Time 13:18. Wow. What a way to showcase the run by PBing by over a minute. Nice. That's pretty great. So I'm hoping this makes a case for the game as a speedrun. I've enjoyed running it, sort of looking for things, testing things, timing things, and I think it's a pretty fun game. Not the most complex or difficult game out there for speedrunning, but I think it's pretty fun. So I hope you all enjoyed watching this and sort of my explanation of the game, and maybe some people will want to pick this up. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the future. Bye.